Hey there guys, Neil here, back with an Android game review. So for this review, I wanted to show off Streets of Rage 2 on for Android, as I mentioned. So in this case, it's going to be basically just some of the notable changes from the first Streets of Rage. So when you sign in, you'll be able to do the usual things as the first game, as signing into Google Play Games to track your achievements and track your progress and things like that. The game itself is free, but if you pay the $1.99 plus tax, then you can remove the ads, which is pretty nifty. Although I had the first one pop up, so I'm not sure why that happened. So it might have been just a sync issue. Aside from here, you can do things like enable or disable the music. You can change the graphic settings. So if you want scan lines or smooth, you can adjust the resolution. You can move the controls around if you want. So if you do click on customize, you can adjust where things go. So there's that usual stuff. And then if you want notifications on or off, that's also an option. From here, you can also access high scores if that's your thing, if you want to see how other people are doing. To play the game, you can do one player or two player. I'm not sure how two player works, so I haven't really tested that out. But hitting the one player mode will take you right into loading the game, much like you would remember it on the Sega platform. So I'm skipping over the initial transition or the original animations and progress of where we're at from the first game. It's basically the usual. Here's what happened in the 10 years. A big boss that you defeated in the first game has been released, and he's causing havoc all over again. So pushing the start button will take you to the traditional menu. So selecting the options, you can set the easy level, you can set how many players you get. I'm not sure what all this other stuff that is, but we'll do it just for the sake of it. Hitting the start button will take you back. So in this case, I'm going to do a one player game. Oh, and I actually didn't mean to do that. So from here, I actually want to do this. I wanted to show off or show the one notable change, or the biggest change, is that you do get a new player, Skate, which he's on rollerblades, and from my recollection back when I played this game for the first time, he was probably my favorite character. But you do get a nice little, you get upgraded character animations, and you do get a little bit clearer abilities between all the different players, and you can see kind of where they're at compared to each other. So Blaze is more even on all her abilities, so power, technique, speed, and all that. Axel has more technique and less jumping ability. Max has more stamina and power, but less of other stuff. Skate has more speed and jump abilities, a little bit of technique, and everything else is a little bit less. So he's your guy to move around a little bit more. So from here, the other thing that is of note is the aside from the character model, is that you do get vertical level. So if you remember in the first game, it was only left to right motions. You do move up and down like you see here, but in this version, you do get the ability to move around as well. So as we see here, which was a nifty addition, because it's kind of along the lines of Super Mario Brothers, where the first one were not allowed to go back, but in the subsequent ones you do have the ability. I think the second one I don't actually remember, but in the third one you could go back on the level as well. So that was one of those nifty additions. So as you play the game, various parts of it will come back to help recall what's going on. You do get, you still have the fruits and stuff like that to restore health, and then weapons as well in the various canisters. So there is that. So it's a pretty nifty game. I do like it. I haven't finished replaying the first three Streets of Rage. I think I get as far as the 5th level before I finally die and lose all my 1-ups and extra lives and all that. So I do want to still finish the game, but overall, Streets of Rage 2 does work pretty niftily, and I do recommend the game if you, or they do, they does stand up or as far as the graphics, it doesn't really stand up to the test of time, but they or they did do a good recreation of it for the mobile platform. It is available, while I am playing this on Android, it is also available for iOS, so that is something to remember there. It's not something that's specific to one particular platform, so that does help remember, or that does help if you want to move around. I don't know if purchases are gonna translate over to various across platforms, but if you install across the same device, then, or across devices using your same account, then that is something to help remember. And then also the thing that I do like about the sequel is that you do get those progress bars that show up underneath your character name, so you know how much power or energy those your various characters have left. So that is also one of those other nifty additions. So as I talk and play, I do have three guys to play against, so something to help play. And they have made the characters a little bit more aggressive compared to the first one. So as you're attacking, they do have the ability to attack you while you're in the air. Something that I haven't noticed, or didn't notice while I was replaying the first game, so something to note there. So as you play the game, it's just something to pay attention to as you play, and get used to getting through the initial levels and playing the game and stuff like that. So this guy is proving to be a bit troublesome, and I'm probably not going to save my progress, as I'm probably not playing as well or as good or bad as I want to play, but something to remember there. So I finished that level and I've gone to the next one. So from here, let's say I did want to save, the game does offer saving the state, so you can select up to 3 slots. It'll save it, and that way when I want to come back to it later, then all I have to do is go back to, so from the main screen, so I'll quit out of here. When I do start, I can, now the load menu shows up, so I can do load, and then my save game shows up there, so pretty nifty. So that's really all there is for the review. I don't know why the ads are still showing up. In the settings, my purchases show that I am ad-free, so I'm not sure if my transaction just hasn't gone through, or if I need to reload the game, but that is something that's definitely worth it if you don't mind the $1.99. Of course, on the Android side, if you do use Google Opinion Rewards, you can earn a little money to bring that cost down a little bit. And to answer the question of a 2-player game, you do need to have either yourself can create a host, and your friend can, when they join, will type in this code, or if I want to join my friend's game, I enter the code here, and then you can do the dual mode, or you can play as a team and play at the same time. So that's really all there is for that. So I'm guessing and assuming that it's going to be a cross-platform ability there, where I'm on Android and my friend can be on iOS, or vice versa, and we can play at the same time. But that is Streets of Rage 2, available for free for Android and iOS, and it's $1, or at least on the Android side, it's going to be $1.99 to remove ads, which I'm not sure why it didn't remove it with my purchase, but if you want to remove ads, it is $1.99. So that's all there is for that. That's Streets of Rage 2 Classic for the mobile platforms, and posted by Sega, so it is the official game recreated for the mobile platform. So that's all there is for this review. If you want to help or if you want to get this review or any other review, be sure to visit the YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatelN01 and to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified as soon as the reviews go up. Of course, if you want to get this review early as a patron, then be sure to visit patreon.com/PatelN01, where the early rewards will get you the review early, and you can also, and further levels will get you the audio for this video along with the video itself. It delivers straight to your podcast client of choice. And of course, the website with all the links and all of that good stuff is pateln01.com. Of course, if you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/pateln01. So that is all for this particular review. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.